All right, what's going on? About to get this started again. Woo! What's good, live? What's good? What's good? What's good? Get everybody on here. What's poppin', everybody? What's poppin'? I know there's a lot of people out here that are live streaming, so I appreciate you guys. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah. I want you guys to do a little bit of this right now that you're jumping on the live. Get some energy moving. That's what I'm talking about. What's good? I'm about to bring on my boy. There he is. Woo! About to bring on my boy Charlie. Everybody, welcome. Thank you for joining. Drop where you're from. Drop where you're from, and then do me a really big favor just to give a warm welcome to my homie. For everybody that's joining, drop some rocket emojis. Drop some rocket emojis. Rocket emojis. Let's go. Let's go. What's up, Kina? What's going on, everybody? Let me for my boy Charlie Rocket that's about to come on here. I'm stoked. I'm stoked. Oh man. He is one of the most inspirational dudes. I was just with Charlie in Peru. Ooh, we'll talk about that in a second. Just dropped you guys. Looking for that rocket emoji real quick. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. My man Charlie Rocket about to come on here. So Charlie, let's get you on, bro. Let's vibe. Let's go. All right, everybody. Give me a warm welcome to bring the one and only Charlie Rocket, man who's out here inspiring on all different levels. What's up, boy? What up?
What's up, bro?
Hey. What's going on, homie? Good to see you.
Man, let me wipe off my camera real quick, man.
All
HD.
right.
We need that.
No doubt, no doubt. Everybody,
HD.
drop some rockets for Charlie, man. We out here, bro. That's what's up, man. I love it, bro. I love it because you're, there's a lot of leaders right now that have been around for, we have a lot of historical leaders that I've always looked up to. You know, the Tupacs, the MLKs, the just like Jesus. I mean, this is a week of Jesus. I mean, so many. And then you have, some of the ones that are alive today that are a little bit older of that generation. You got like the Tony Robbinses of the world and Patrick Brett David that was on yesterday, and some OGs that are out here, Gary Vaynerchuk. And then you got like, I feel like this young movement, I feel like you're the one out here that's really representing the culture for a lot of the youth. And I just want to say, bro, I appreciate you so much for the work that you're doing for the current generation. So many people out there, man, giving them the hope to go after their dreams. And I just want to send you so much love, bro, through the phone, bro. It's so good to see you again. The last time we saw each other, we were in Peru.
Man, Peru, bro.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Man. Hey, man, when I was in Peru, I think I had coronavirus, bro. That was December, bro. They didn't have a name for it back then, bro.
I remember.
That was crazy. But, bro,
man, for real.
I'm feeling great now, bro. I'm excited to do this. I think this might be my first live I've ever done. So I'm excited to go in with you, bro.
Oh, that's what's up, yo. That's crazy. Yeah, I've been doing them every day, just popping on, giving some people some inspiration and just bringing on some really cool leaders, man. I appreciate you taking some time out. Yo, Charlie, bro. I mean, first of all, why don't you just talk to me a little bit about, what has changed for you so far in 2020? Before we get into the thing that's big right now, obviously everything is completely shifted right now, but like 2020 as a whole for you, coming back from, we were just give everybody a little context. I was with Charlie in Peru. We went from the Amazon jungle, literally, he saw me in a room with ayahuasca, all the way to Machu Picchu, Rainbow Mountain, Sacred Valley. Like, we went all through Peru to work and just level up spiritually. It was really, really powerful. So, like, how have things been since you've come back into the States and acclimated? And what's 2020? How's it been for you so far?
Man, 2020 has been probably, I don't know, like, man, I'll say this, like, with everything going on, I just wanted to make sure I was in a position to actually play the game.
Mm,
And you know, I always leave a lot of space. Like I look at what's going on and I'm like, okay, let me sit back. Like when Corona first happened, for example, I didn't say anything for 3 weeks. Everybody like, Charlie, you're not gonna say anything? I'm
mm,
like, I'm studying.
mm,
I'm studying. Like, I don't want to say anything because I have to study this and I have to like source the wisdom. And then it just hit me out of the blue. I was like, this is it. This is
mm.
showtime.
Yeah, for
This is
sure.
the Super Bowl because God gave me a gift and this is my time. I have to use it. I always knew there was going to be a war that I was
Right.
supposed to lead because, like, you know, it's like a Martin Luther King. Like, and now I see so many people. Like, I just saw a headline. It's like, yeah, we're probably Nancy Pelosi. I don't really get into politics, but I just saw it on CNBC because I study the business news, and it's a reality that we're about to go into a depression.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is it. I'm moving out of my house. I'm moving into my bus, and I am going to go tour the entire nation, giving dream rallies, helping. And then people are like, Charlie, like, you can't have people gathering. I said, no, I've got to go right now. If there's somebody who needs help right now, I'm pulling up at their house. I'll stay 6 feet away. But
Mm,
if there's an old lady who doesn't have family and hasn't had the right groceries, I'm going to go to the grocery store. I'm going to pull up in the Dream Machine tour bus. If there's a kid who has leukemia and he loves to play basketball, guess what I'm doing?
mm.
Like, we're going to go to the basketball court, stand 6 feet apart. We're going to play basketball. And we're going to get some sunshine and we're
Yeah.
going to feel good. It is time to make America dream again. And this is what I realized while I was put on this earth. I can't stay home.
Yeah.
Like,
Feel you.
so I'm excited about 2020 just because this is the period in life where, like, okay, our parents would always say, where were you during JFK's assassination? They
Right.
always remembered that moment. And then
Mm.
for our generation, we say, oh, where were you during 9/11? Like, we'll
Yeah.
always remember that moment.
Yeah.
This is the first time in our life that we're going to remember not a moment, but we're going to remember an entire time period.
Yeah.
And it's going to be ingrained in our minds and our hearts forever. And it is possible for us to write the script of what this feels like the rest of our lives because we're always going to refer back to it. So I want, when somebody asks me when I'm 90, where were you during Corona? Be like, I moved out of my house. I went into my bus and I helped people.
Yeah.
How when the hurricane hit Houston, everybody got out and went and helped. Now, yes, we're supposed to say social distance. Absolutely. We got to stay safe. We can't spread anything. But oh my God, people need help right now. And I'm on a mission to do it.
Yo, I feel you, bro, and that's beautiful, bro. If that's like you've been called for that, and I think it's beautiful, and you make a good point, right? Because I remember like 9/11, like I was young, like I'm sure you were young, like
Mm-hmm.
I think I was in elementary school, maybe I don't even remember. I think I was like super young, you know, maybe middle school,
I was middle
um,
school.
you know. So it's like it was a different time, right? Like we were like kids, but now it's like we've been called we're to lead, you know, like we're not kids anymore. Like most of this generation, like we have an opportunity to really like, I believe it's the probably most important generation in human history because we don't know not just about a depression. I feel like we're like at a spiritual war right now. Like we don't know what God's gonna do. Like God is straight up letting us know right now, like the earth, and that's like the earth. Think about it, man. We've had the United Nations come out, but not too long ago saying, hey, look, this is a real thing that like humans may be extinct. You know what I mean? Like the earth is right now in danger. Like you see what's happening with the animals, with like pollution, and just like on so many different levels with like the air, the food, the water, like wildfires happening everywhere. Like there's been so many things happening. Yeah, potentially even biblical, right? Like so many things happening that we don't necessarily even know if we had, like, what does this look like over the next 10 years? So, you know, I really feel this generation and us and our generation has an opportunity to really step forward and be a part of creating what we all want to see, which is unity. We all want to see unity. We all want to see love. We all want to see each other, like, empower one another, like really, really change the culture. You know, like, we have had enough division. We have enough of, like, past generations manipulating us with the education system, with the healthcare system, with the media. Like, it's so corrupt. Like, it's time for us to disrupt. And if there's anything that I've ever learned throughout my life is, like, when you come out of a depression, something like this, it's ripe for disruption. Like, there's no more like going back to normal. There's no more going back to those same rules. Like, we have the opportunity right now to truly create a new future and lead that future. So, Charlie, I'm excited for you, bro. This isn't the first time you've toured, right? I mean, you got a world record for touring, don't you?
Touring's always been in my blood from the music industry. I've always felt weird being at home. Like there was this one guy, he was trying to convince me to like Charlie, you should operate your business from the house, and that's great. But I told him, I was like I'm meant to be out there touching people, and I was like, Martin Luther King wasn't at the house.
Right.
It's like Jesus wasn't chilling in the village, you know, just in the house. Like, I gotta be out there with the people. I biked across America. That was the first Dream Machine tour.
Yep.
This one coming up is the second Dream Machine tour. But I love America. Like, when you get out there in it, you really do see how many people are struggling. It's really it's really a lot different than Atlanta or LA coming from the major cities. Yeah. You get out there into actual America. I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, but about 80%, I would say about 80% of people are struggling.
Yeah, struggling. Yeah, for real. That's the reason why, like, because I feel like I, for a long time, wanted to move to, like, Bali. I've wanted to move to Italy. You know, there's been places where I've, like, even for tax purposes as an investor, you know, I see my friends moving to Puerto Rico and you know, things like that. And because of, you know, there's just so many beautiful places around the world. But I'm like, yeah. And then you look at, like, Elon Musk and then, like, going to the moon and, like, focusing on space, which is cool. But I'm like, yo, right here, like, there's a lot of work to be done in America. There's a lot of work to be done, you know, especially with the youth on the come up. You know, there's a lot of people struggling, but the youth, they need to know what's truly possible. They need hope. They're growing up. A lot of them don't have, you know, the strong foundation of a good parenting. They don't have, you know, these good environments. And I know what that's like because the work I did in Newark. So I'm excited for you, bro. I'm going to join you definitely on that tour, man. I'm going to support you for sure. I'm really, really excited for you on that, man. So, yeah, so talk to me a little bit more about, like, do you have a plan? Like, where are you going? Where are you kind of starting? When does this all kick off?
So how I like going about tours is and really everything is like leading through action. So I can't just talk about dreams. I gotta, like, show people as well. So I'm chasing my current dream to win MVP of the Celebrity All-Star Game. And that's really me just taking back custody of my inner child. Like, we all, when we were young, we had these dreams that were inside of us that usually revolved around playing or, like, something that was fun. And when I thought about it, when I was young, I just wanted to play basketball. But then when I got older, I wanted to work and work out. Like, what about playing? Why did we stop playing? And I woke up one morning and I dropped my girlfriend off at the airport, and it was a Sunday morning. And the information hit me, like, God talked to me, and he's told me to go on journeys before. He's told me when to leave the music industry. He told me when to bike across America. He just talks to me and I just do it. And I've been thinking about this basketball journey for a while. And that morning, it hit me. And I called my boy George up. 5 minutes later, I said, George, I'm going to start the basketball journey. And let's go buy some shoes. So I picked up George. We went to buy shoes. And as I was buying my shoes, I get the text message that Kobe passed away.
Yeah.
And it hit me. I see why God wanted me to start my journey today. Because life is so short. And we have to remind people to do what they love, because life can be taken away at any moment.
Word.
So when we go out, we got to go out knowing we at least were pursuing our truest dream.
Yo, so talk to me a little bit about, like, for someone out there right now, I'm just curious, everybody comment right now. If you feel like you're pursuing your dream, I want you to comment at 1. If you feel like you need help in learning how to pursue a dream, your dream, that maybe you've been living somebody else's dream, maybe you've been in fear, drop a 2. And no, every time I do these lives every day, this is a safe container, a safe place for you to just like get, just get real, get to the truth. Because we have someone here right now that is leading right now. And I want to talk real quick. Wow, we got a lot of dream chasers right now. I love that. A lot of people chasing dreams. I wanted to kind of ask you, I got a couple. Oh, okay, we got a 2. I appreciate your honesty. Bima, I appreciate your honesty. So, like, I wanted to kind of ask you, Charlie, like, what have you learned? What are some of the steps, principles that you live by that have helped you along your way to get the confidence to go against and do these things, bro, that you do that, like, most people would never do in a lifetime? You've done it your whole life. Like, go from becoming a Nike athlete, going across the country, manager of 2 Chainz. I mean, Forbes, you name it. Like, you've done everything you set your mind to, you have been able to accomplish. So, like, what are some steps or principles that you live by that you have allowed you to manifest this life?
The very first thing I do is I say it's going to be easy. And most times when we go into a journey or a business endeavor or a fitness journey, we always say to ourselves, "Ooh, I'm going to have to grind. This time I'm going to be serious. I'm going to grind. I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock every morning. I'm going to grind." Well, when I think about grind, it's kind of like a lot of friction. And I want to float to my dream. I don't want, it's like if I wanted to go from where you're from New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
And you live in LA, right?
Yeah.
If you were to grind from LA to New Jersey, that would be like, like dragging yourself across the ground, all the way. Or you could like hop on an airplane. Is hopping on an airplane hard or easy?
Oh, it's hella easier.
Is walking across America hard or easy?
Hard.
Okay, so we see what we're looking at. If we're looking at ways for it to be hard, because our brains have this this way of showing us our beliefs. Okay, so we as humans, we want to reconfirm our beliefs so we could feel so positive about what we think. So if like we think something and then everything we're seeing is opposite of that, we're going to not have any confidence in ourselves. So when we say something's going to be hard, our brains, our reticular activating system is literally finding all the things to confirm our belief system. So when I go into a journey, I always say, "Oh, this is going to be so easy." And one of the greatest examples I could share is when I did the Ironman, which is a very hard thing to do.
Yeah.
And when I started it, I was like, "Oh, it's going to be easy." And I pulled out this Ironman training program. And this thing looked so confusing and hard. And it was like swim this many laps, breaststroke at this pace, heart rate this, run at this heart rate, bike at this heart rate, this many times for this many minutes. And I'm like, this is hard. I was like, how do I make this easy? And I looked at the bottom of the training program and it said 14 hours in a week. I'm like, 14 hours a week? That's 2 hours a day. When I was 8 years old, riding my bike around the neighborhood for a couple hours wasn't hard. Or going to the pool on a Saturday for a couple hours wasn't hard. or running around playing basketball for a couple hours wasn't hard. So a couple hours is technically easy. So I'm going to train for this Ironman like an 8-year-old, and I'm going to wake up and play for a couple hours instead of all this confusing, hard grind, tough. Now, yes, I came in second to last place in the Ironman, but I did an Ironman where how many other people would have quit because they kept saying it's going to be so hard, but I kept showing up because I believed it was going to be easy. So me going into the basketball journey, I'm like, this is going to be easy. Quavo and Justin Bieber aren't going to play as much as me, and also like I'm going to hit 21 points in the game. 21 points. That's 8 shots. 8 shots. My mom can go outside and make 8 shots. So I'm looking at how easy it is. 8. It's like asking you to do 8 push-ups. Can you do 8 push-ups? 8 push-ups is easy. I can go make 8 shots. That's all I got to do to win MVP. 8. I could do that. And that thought process is what gets me to actually show up every day.
Yo, I love that, man. What a rewiring of the mindset. Because I'm going to be honest, I feel like I've grinded my first 10, 12 years being an entrepreneur. It was like, you know, my father has a quote. He says, hard work comes before the dream. So I grew up thinking like, I got to put in the work in order for me to activate my dream. It's not going to just be handed to me. It's not going to come easy. I got to be dedicated. I got to be committed. I got to be devoted. I got to work at it every day with that commitment and that consistency. But I fell in love with that work. You know, so for me, it wasn't just hard work. It was like, no, I love this. I love this journey, and I embrace the journey. In fact, I just posted about like, you know, once you embrace the journey, it could be 4 or 5 years, step by step, brick by brick. But one day you'll realize, man, it all kind of compounded. But I never thought about how I can like switch it and break it down the way you just talked about, like the hoops, like breaking it down to 8 and like breaking it down into these steps. And because I think that's the thing that I never did was like, every single one of you that are on this live stream right now, if you think about your dream, you think about this big freaking idea, this big dream that you had, but if you just break it down, like, yo, this is going to be easy because I'm going to break it down. Even if it's going to take me a year, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, I'm going to break it down. What are the 3 things I need to do every day? For me, it's I got to create every day, I got to connect every day, and I got to teach every day by learning. Like, so I'm learning and teaching every day. I'm connecting with somebody every day, and I'm creating every single day. Those are the 3 things I want to do every single day. I could do them differently, but that's what I want to do. So think about what are the 3 things you need to do every day, breaking it down simply, and then just be committed to that and watch how it unfolds and manifests. Thank you, Charlie, for that. I want to know, bro, your whole brand right now. There's 2 things I want to talk to you about. One, when we were in Peru together, we talked about hacking pop culture, and you were committed to understanding that. Like, you were like, yo, I understand how to hack culture and pop culture. So I kind of want to talk to you a little bit about that. I also want to talk to you about the whole quantum, right? Like, how do you take a quantum leap in your life? What does that really mean? What is, you know, going into, you know, understanding quantum physics and just the mindset around, you know, quantum, and then how that's led you to Quantopia. So maybe we can start there.
All right. So I got with me, and I keep this on me. I'm in my car, but I keep it on me. This is my Quantum Possibilities notebook, and I write down everything I want, but I don't ask for what I want. I feel that I already have it. So a thing, okay, so how you attract something, as far as like all the quantum physicists of the world, they say it comes from feelings. So feelings and human intention collapse quantum particles. That's science. That is not woo-woo mysticism. That's not you know, that's not hippie shit anymore. It's quantum physics. So if you feel something, and I'm going to break down feeling just in the most simplest terms. I could be like, I want to be a New York Times best-selling author. That didn't have much feeling, but this does. I'm going to call my mom when the New York Times bestseller list comes out, and I imagine, Ma, guess what? The list just came out. We just made #1. And then my mom just starts crying. And then like, she just like is boo-hooing. Now I feel it. Where I just say, I want versus imagining a scenario of feeling. And so the other day, and this was 11 days ago. So my quantum possibilities notebook, I wrote this thing where I said, hold on, let me pull it up. And I put this on my Instagram too. I showed proof because I just got a $1 million sponsorship for my tour. And I've never gotten $1 million sponsor, not for 2 Chainz, nobody. Like the
Yeah,
the
I
biggest,
saw that. You just manifested that with the tour. I was like, yo, that's dope.
and it was 10 days ago. So here it is. This is the page 10 days
Yeah.
ago. And number 15 on the page, I know it's backwards, but number 15 on the page says, I see a $1 million check right now. And I just wrote it, and it took 11 days. And I announced the tour, and a guy hit me up, a guy who's building 500 schools in Africa. And he said, I want to sponsor your tour. I saw the last tour you did. So in my book, I write all sorts of things. I wrote down, I'm going to be in a commercial with LeBron James and Serena Williams. And nobody would have ever believed it. But it happened.
Yeah.
And
so what do you do every day? So what's like something that all of us can do to activate that quantum possibility?
okay, so I pull out my notebook in the morning and I get into this gravity-free place where I let go of the world, because you can't really manifest if you feel bad. Um, Feeling bad is kind of like being on an elevator and you don't get any cell phone reception. So everything is energy. Okay. So when you don't have any cell phone reception, you can't connect. So when you start thinking about the CNN news or the conspiracy theory or this, that's all elevator stuff, and it literally blocks the frequency. Also, people block frequencies too. People are elevators too. So when you just say, you know what, I want to feel. So you start thinking about all the feelings. Sometimes I go on a walk without my cell phone and I'll just imagine what
nature.
Yeah, man. And one of the little cheat codes I have is like, I'll take one of my haters and I'll put them in my mind and I'll be like, ooh, when I win, what's it gonna feel like to see their face? And then that starts making me feel good, feeling like I'm winning. And
Drop some
then
hearts for that one.
yeah, and then I'm like, okay, I'm on a winning streak. And I start finding all the things in my life that are wins. And I'll be like, I woke up this morning, I'm on a winning streak. My mom's alive. I'm on a winning streak. I'm playing basketball. I'm on a winning streak. Oh, I got the good parking spot at the grocery store. I'm on a winning. So I do the winning streak thing, and that tunes me to feel good. And then when I feel good, I start writing down everything I want, because all the negative stuff has been removed from my mind, at least temporarily. And I just write down all the stuff, and it's like something magical happens when you're a delusional optimist and you just believe bigger. See, that's the thing. They always tell us have big dreams.
If you believe, comment believe.
Believe bigger, because they'll tell us to dream big, but what about believing big? Because it's like, when they say limited belief, we hear limited belief all the time, but we never hear like big belief and believing.
Infinite possibilities.
When somebody asked me the other day, Charlie, how are you so confident that you're going to like achieve this crazy thing you're going to do? And I said, well, it's kind of like being pregnant. Like if you were to get your girlfriend pregnant or your wife pregnant, she said, I'm going to have a baby in 9 months.
Yeah.
The baby hasn't come yet, but you know that it's going to come. So it's like, I'm going to win MVP of the Celebrity All-Star Game. It's just like being pregnant.
Yeah, shout out to all the moms out there.
And another thing is this. It's like, it's like when you have that belief that like, it's already done, time hasn't caught up yet. I learned that concept when I was doing the Ironman. I said, I'm not an Iron Man because I crossed the finish line. I'm an Iron Man because I wake up and do what Iron Men do.
Woo! Give me some hearts for that one.
Come on, man.
Yo, let's go. I love that.
And most people, and I'm guilty of it too. We're all guilty of it. We want to, we say these words like, if I see it, I'll believe it. But you don't need your eyes open to see something. You could literally see the finish line today. And if you could just see it in your vision, then you can believe it. So when I see the NBA All-Star game, I'm gonna paint a picture of what I see. I see 2,000 people in the crowd holding up rocket signs. I see me doing the crossover, the crowd going wild, me hitting the shot, the announcer, me doing like a little dance after I do it. Like I'm feeling what it's like to actually win, and I'm feeling it today. So I'm MVP today. It's already done. Time hasn't caught up yet.
You're like visualizing it, and you're actually embodying what it feels like to actually have it happen, like as if it already has happened. So therefore, you already it has. Time just hasn't caught up yet, right?
Yes. Come on, man.
I already know.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. I feel you, bro. I feel you. Yo, so Charlie, man, you've learned a lot through hip hop and through basketball and through that culture growing up in Atlanta, man. Like your story, so powerful. I'm so excited for your book, bro. You know, I'm always listening and just keeping up with you, man. But when I heard your real story of what it was like growing up, I was really inspired, bro. You like learning from your father, being there while he was playing jazz. And I just want to know, how has your music and hip hop and being in Atlanta has inspired who you've become today? And what have you learned from that allows you now to hack culture?
I'm going to tell you this, and this is like hip hop has it all figured out. And I'm going to tell you this, and this is a secret to success.
Yo, real quick, everybody, drop your favorite rapper of all time.
Of all time. I'm going to drop mine real quick. Mine right now is Young Dolph.
Oh, man. Okay.
Dolph was an artist of mine, and he was like my favorite. All right, so check this out, guys. I'm going to drop some bars on how you could apply what hip-hop has done to your business. Because hip-hop, I mean, the biggest genre that has ever existed in the history of the world was pop music. Pop, like, you know, like Mariah Carey, like Ed Sheeran, Justin Bieber, Well, guess what? That all changed in 2019. Now, pop music had 49% market share. So you take every other genre, add them up, and they don't equate to pop music. But that all changed in 2019. Hip-hop didn't just beat pop music by 1 or 2%. Hip-hop was 70% market share. So you take pop, country, rock, gospel, whatever, all the other ones, neo soul, all of them, add them up. They don't come to the knee of hip-hop. And if you ask me, Charlie, how did hip-hop do that? Because when I got into hip-hop as a teenager, I was Soulja Boy's cameraman. You ask anybody, could hip-hop be the biggest genre? Unanimously, no, impossible. No, it's too gangsters, too this, too many cuss words.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Especially remember that was like back in the Slim Shady. I mean, like, you know, it was like back then, it almost felt underground.
So how did hip hop become number one? Well, I will tell y'all this. We could see the similarity between the Bible and hip hop. Now, the Bible is the best-selling book of all time. Do you know why? Stories.
Stories, yeah.
Now, do you know why hip hop is number one? Stories. Like struggle stories.
Yeah.
We get to see these artists go from nothing.
Underdog.
Like somebody just commented, "Oh, I love Eminem." Right? Why do we love Eminem? Eminem said, "I lived in the trailer park." He was honest.
Yeah.
He was vulnerable. He told the stories. We get to watch him go from trailer park to
Yeah.
making more than a Fortune 500 CEO does. We get
Facts.
to see
Jay-Z just became, shout out to Jay-Z, just came a billionaire, right?
billionaire.
Diddy, I love seeing Diddy. Like, I love seeing these artists, man, that like change their whole life. It's beautiful. Yeah, you're right. You know, you see the whole come up.
Yes, they're the people. You see, this is if we think about influence, right? And I'm
Yeah.
not talking about influencers. I'm talking about true influence. And you
Yes. Let's rap about it.
who is the most influential man in the history of the world?
Jesus.
Jesus, all day long. No, like number one by a long shot, right? Jesus was the people. He was a carpenter. He hung out with the poor folks.
Yo, drop some hearts for Jesus on this week, man. Shout out to Jesus.
So we're talking about the secret here of massive, massive influence is not trying to be so much different than everybody else. Now imagine Jesus on the white horse with the sword and the armor being so perfect.
Nah, he was on the donkey.
He was on the donkey. He was in the regular scrubs. You know, he was. Now Jesus had a six pack, but imagine if Jesus was like, "Hey, look at my six pack. Follow me." We'd be like, "Jesus, what are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? Talking about six pack this, six pack that, or like what? Like fancy every? No, Jesus was the people. Jesus told stories.
Yes.
That's why it lasted. That's why it transcended. So how can we all apply that in our businesses? Our businesses should learn that vulnerability is not the definition. It's not. Being truthful makes you stronger. That's why Eminem and 8 Mile could not be beaten.
Yes.
He couldn't be beat. I said beaten. Eminem could not be beat in that rap battle because he was honest.
He was honest. He was vulnerable. Yeah. He was like, he exposed himself. I like to talk about like, when you expose, you educate, and you entertain people, like those three things when you want to actually brand yourself, is so important. And he exposed himself, right? And then all of a sudden that when you do that and the tide, gets pulled back, you're bare, like it's just truth. No one can really hate on you at that point, and I think that's what people, I think it's interesting because we had a culture for a little while that was based on perfectionism, right? It was based on trying to be perfect, filters, look cool, all that. And now you're seeing how, all that vanity doesn't really matter. The people that are really, especially with artists, it's like if you're just real and raw, people just see that, man, and you get so much more respect out here.
And I'll say this to all the young men who might be tuned in, and this is coming from somebody who came from the music industry, who has, had the world tours and the big houses and the millions of dollars and everything. I'll tell you this, a car has never gotten me a girl, ever. You want to, like, so many people are doing things for attention with these material things. You truly want something to be attracted to you. You operate from your heart. Like I've never on my Instagram once shown my car. You've never seen a Gucci belt. You've never seen my house. I don't want that to be what attracts people, and it really doesn't attract the right people you want. So young men.
But here's the truth, though. I feel like you could. This is my thing, though, too. Like you could, if you want to share shit like that, like that's fine. It's the intention. You know what I'm saying? Like I wear this watch, and there was a moment where I used to like, damn, I was like, I didn't want to wear the watch anymore and any of that for this exact reason. But here's the thing: what I realize is it's the intention. This was something that I worked hard for. I earned. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that, like, if you earn something that makes you feel good, but you're not trying to show off for other people, it's for yourself. Like, I got one of my boys, a CEO. His dream was to get a Lamborghini one day. He got it. His whole page is about his Lamborghini, but it's not because he's trying to look too cool. It's because he genuinely is so passionate about it because he earned it. It was his dream, and he turned it into a project called the Driven Project for kids who have sicknesses, like Make-A-Wish Foundation. And now he created something called Supercar Therapy, where he inspired people with supercars to take kids who are sick, to give them a ride, to know what it feels like in the supercar. So, like, I just think it comes down to what is the intention. But but people out there think they need the fucking watch or the car to be liked. And that's where I think it gets all fucked up.
Yeah, man. So the only thing I'll say about that is that guy has great intention, but it is really tough for a young person to understand that intention. And the only reason why I say it is because the young people have never heard anybody say what I just said. Nobody's saying it. Nobody is really like, actually, I'm actually inspired by 21 Savage. He took off all the jewelry and started studying about finance. That was actually extremely impressive to me. And I just wish a few more people who are high up would just be like, you know what? Because like this, you've been to Bali, right? Does a fancy car impress anybody in Bali?
Oh, hell no.
You look stupid if you got a fancy car in Bali. What are you doing? What impresses people in Bali?
Yeah.
A smile.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just kindness.
That's it. And I think that's what's about to happen in America right now. I think that is what I think the material world is being stripped away, because when people are struggling, like when unemployment is about to hit 20-30% in this country, you're really about to piss some folks off with your fancy car. You're about to really just like make people mad.
Yeah.
Because people are hurt. People are struggling. And that no longer will be aspirational.
Yeah. You also realize when you do get it, like for me, when I was growing up, no one was saying this. So for me, my dream was to get the Ferrari, the Bentley, the watches, the stuff, you know, so the pop, the bottles, all that stuff. What happens though is that even if you're inspired by that, I guarantee you, and I can tell you firsthand because it happened to me, when you actually get it, you're not, it doesn't bring you any more happiness or joy. Like, you know, it's like an accomplishment, but it really, I'll tell you right now, like your true success, you know, I think one of my favorite quotes is from Tony Robbins, you know, success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. So it's like it really helping people. That's why I think Charlie, you know, is where he's at with his energy and holds that frequency, is because he's let go of the feeling of needing any of that materialism. And now it's about helping people. And where do you get your fulfillment from, Charlie?
Feelings. All of us only want feelings. The reason why people want the Lamborghini is because they want to feel the Lamborghini. But after 3 months, the feeling is gone. So then they need to feel something else. Any of us are searching for is feelings. That's why people who are in relationships and they go south and then it becomes toxic just because the other person just wants to feel something. So might as well fight, because people only want feelings. They want feelings. That's it. They only want feelings, and feelings are something we can create.
Drop a comment of like, what is like the top 3 feelings that you want to manifest like right now in your life? What are the feelings that you want to have?
Momentum. I'll give you mine. I want to feel momentum. There's no higher high. There's no higher high than having a hit. I've had hits in the music industry, and there's nothing like it. Right now, I'm experiencing that feeling of momentum, and I wrote it down a few days ago in my book. I was like, give me momentum. It feels so good. It feels better than any car.
Shout out to momentum. Let's go. I said that today. I was like, you feel alignment, momentum.
Yes. Love. Come on, man.
Love. Yes.
So these
connection. Yes.
Feelings are what we need to ask for, because we're searching for the material things. To get the feeling, you can cut out the middleman. You can cut out the middleman all day long. So the feelings are what we're all searching for. So let's manifest what we want to feel. If we want to feel abundant, I know a poor person that feels so abundant because they chose.
Let's talk about. I'm gonna switch it. In abundance, guys. Like, fuck yeah, like that's a birthright, right? Like, woo! Like I love abundance, because abundance is so much more than money too. You know, like I'm abundant in my relationships. It's cool to be able to just, text Charlie. We support each other. Let's do a live. Like my relationships make me abundant. You know, it gives me options. The fact that I have freedom and just I'm able to go out there and enjoy like the planet. You know how beautiful it is, and you know I love that, bro. I want to talk to you though quick, because we got Insta only gives us an hour, so we got less than 15. I want to talk about with you, I feel like social media,
Mm-hmm.
because we're on it. This is beautiful. Like, yo, everybody, I love you guys. I want you all to just drop your Instagram handle. Like, I want y'all to connect with each other. Okay? Because the thing I love about social media is it is a tool for community. And I know me and you share this passion for community with Quantopia, with Leaders Create Leaders. By the way, we got to collab. We got to do season 6. Charlie's got to be on season 6, guys. Drop a heart emoji. We got to get Charlie on season 6. The whole dream tour. But, I want to get your take on what you've learned in how you're building community right now with Quantopia, and really how do we build this new relationship with social media? Because, like, I know we had a certain perspective in Peru. Now it's like shit with social distancing, and before the dream tour kicks off, it's like it really has helped us to build connection. So I just want to get, what is your state of the union on social media and community?
Man, for me, bro, it hasn't changed. Like, I believe how, like, social media for me, like, I had to unfollow everybody. I soak up nobody's nothing. I am
Yeah,
very
I know.
intentional
Yeah.
about what I want to consume. Like,
Yes.
and nothing is more addictive than this freaking news right now. I'm talking about willpower. Talking
Yeah.
about willpower. Try not looking at some news right now.
Yeah.
It is, or a conspiracy theory. Oh my. Oh,
Word.
talk about some rabbit holes. Boy,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the most difficult willpower I've ever had to exert in my life. So
Yeah.
me not following anybody helps. And I'm now spending my time in a creative mode of what
Mm-hmm.
can I create to solve what's going on in the world right now. And just how I operate, and it's not for everybody, but for
Yeah.
how I operate is, I think where I'm at in this lifetime, I'm supposed to be out in the world, and social media can report whatever I'm doing in the world. And I'm sticking to that, and I'm going to lead by that example. And I'm like, right now, when everybody's live streaming, here I am
Yeah.
on my first live ever. But what
Yeah.
do I want to do? I want to go out into the world. I'm moving out of my house. I live in a
Word.
big old house in Malibu. I'm moving out. I'm
Mm.
moving into a bus, and I'm going to go help. That is just the example I want to set for the world. And I know that each one of us has our aisle of the grocery store. Everybody, like, this is one big grocery
Everybody.
store, and my little aisle that I would like to see more company in is like people who just want to go get out into the world like a Martin Luther King and march and rally. That's why I'm gonna do dream rallies. I'm gonna
Yeah, I love
stand on
that.
top of my bus, and
Yeah.
I'm going to have my PA system and a microphone. I'm gonna do rallies. I'm not going to charge the people. I'm not going to do these speaking engagements, these conferences, these masterminds. I'm going to do rallies. We're talking about the GM plant in Detroit. We're talking about the steel stacks in Pittsburgh. We're talking about Washington, D.C. Memorial. We're talking about rallies. That's what I'm going to do, and that's what I
Let's
want other
go,
people to
baby.
join me on.
I love it, man. I'm right there with you. You know, I'm gonna be supporting, and I love that. That's what we need right now. These are the kind of leaders we need right now, especially for the youth, bro, and for the world, for humanity. So I respect you, bro. I love that. Everybody, comment what city you want Charlie to take the dream tour. All right, comment what city
Hey,
you want that. You know what I'm saying? 100%, bro. I'm gonna leaders create leaders. Our community, we're supporting that.
thank you.
You know, fuck, man, I love that, bro. Like, I feel like that's what we need right now more than ever before is real
Can
connection coming
Can I
at
do
us.
a
Go ahead.
plug real quick? I
Yeah,
just
of
need to
course.
plug. I need to plug something to everybody listening. Listen, guys. Like, I don't know how many of y'all like get on Spotify or Apple Music, but I'm pretty sure everybody has those on there. Like, I'm doing a new way of motivating. Like, I'm trying to go where like other people aren't. Like, me and you, we talk about like disrupting,
Yeah.
and I'm creating these mixtapes every single week.
Mm,
Monday morning motivation mixtape where I'm taking podcasts and I'm infusing it with music. Where I looked
mm,
at like podcasts and interviews as like
mm.
AM radio, and what I'm creating is FM radio. So I need every single person who's a part of this live right now
Yeah, here we go.
to
Here we
go
go.
to Spotify or Apple Music, search for Charlie Rocket. Listen to these albums. These albums, it's never been done like this before, where how we're really infusing motivation into music, and it's one. It's not just putting a beat behind a speech. Like,
Yeah.
we're actually making music to motivate people, and we're dropping them every single Monday.
Yeah.
So I want y'all support
Yeah,
fully
I
on
love
this.
that. Facts. Everybody head to Spotify, head to iTunes. Make sure you look up Charlie Rocket. Charlie, I got to introduce you. Do you know my boy Peter Voog? Y'all need to do a collab too, because he does that as well. And he's nice with it. Like that. You should do one with Eric Thomas too.
Yeah,
Like
man.
you should do some collabs with some people. I mean, shit, I would love to do a mixtape with you.
Come
You know,
on,
it'd be
man.
cool. Yeah, man, I'm with it.
Come
I'm with
on,
it.
man.
100%. Let's go. Let's go.
It's time.
So, yo, bro, thank you so much. I want to kind of leave the people with, you know, one last piece of wisdom from you. And then also, before you drop that, I want to ask you, I usually ask this to all the different leaders. As you know, leadership is my lane, and I'm so passionate about helping people to tap into that leader within and to truly lead themselves and lead their own movements. Like you mentioned, everybody has that gift. Everybody has that purpose. Everybody has their lane. They can go and lead. Right? We need leaders right now. My whole thing is like, we don't need more followers right now. We need leaders out there. My whole thing is helping people to and help them create more leaders. So I see you as a really, really influential, powerful leader of our generation. How can somebody right now tap into that leader within? How can somebody actually find themselves and start to lead their life right now? What would be some advice that you would give that makes a leader?
Man, a leader, I mean, it's actually really simple. A leader is a crazy one
Mm.
who, and all of us are crazy. Like, our truth, like, we're all so freaking different, but we dumb ourselves down. Okay? We all dumb ourselves down to fit in. But our truth is, we are all freaking weird and odd. Okay? So the truth is the first step to leading, being ourselves. Now, you don't become a leader until the second wacky person shows up. When the second wacky person shows up, that's when you become a leader, because that's what you're doing and what you're saying is going to resonate with somebody and be like, wow, like, I feel the same way and nobody else says that. So when that second person shows up, then you have to celebrate that person to other people and be like, look, I knew I wasn't the only one. Now we are trying to do something. And once you celebrate the second person, it opens up the floodgates for other people to say, you know what, it's okay for me to get out of the comfort zone too. So the truth, your truth, what you believe, you've got to display it, and it will become a magnet to another person who has that truth. That's when you become a leader. For me, I'm saying, you know what? We're all on lockdown. I'm getting in my bus to go help somebody. And somebody else is like, yeah, I want to do that too. And then I'm like, oh, let's go together. And then next thing you know, we got Forrest Gump freaking movement, all because I just said my truth.
Hell yeah. I love it, bro. Thank you, man, for taking some time. I love you, man. I got you. I got your back 100%.
Thank you,
Anything
brother.
you need, you already know. Any last words of wisdom you want to leave for the people?
Man, I think we said it, man. I think we got it all out there. It's easy. It's already done. Time hasn't caught up yet. Believe bigger, dream crazy, and tell the truth. That's it.
I love you guys. Make sure you're following Charlie. Make sure you're supporting the Dream Tour that's about to be on the move. Charlie, bro, if you're with it, man, I'd love to have you on Leaders Create Leaders and document the movement.
Come on, man.
Let's do some more collabs. I love you, man. I appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep leading. And I'll talk to you soon, man. Thanks for being on here, homie.
All right, love you too, bro.
Peace.
All
right, guys. So I'm excited. Make sure to check out Charlie on Spotify. Make sure also to look up Leaders Create Leaders. We have the Leaders Create Leaders movement going on as well. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Follow Charlie. Let's support him. Let's make sure to support the Dream Tour. I appreciate every single one of you that has been coming on these lives that I've been doing every single day. I know everybody's going on live stream right now. So the fact that we're going on 2 weeks every day around this time going on live. Tomorrow we have Alex Morton. Shout out to Alex Morton. Give me some hearts. if you're excited about that. Alex Morton, a really powerful entrepreneur, bringing him on live. We're going to be just talking about everything he's learned. He's so powerful, like just when it comes to just hacking your mindset, understanding what it takes to truly become a successful entrepreneur. He's scaled into the millions. Really, really powerful. So I appreciate every single one of you. I see you, Child Hunger Sucks. So good to see you on here. Shout out to everybody that's been a part of the movement. Check out Leaders Create Leaders, the series. I'm creating season 6. First 5 seasons, we've had everybody from Jay Shetty, Lewis Howes, Andy Frisella, Gary Vaynerchuk, Mel Robbins, Danny Lay, Alexis Wren. So many powerful leaders. So check them out on YouTube at Gerard Adams TV. Leaders Create Leaders on iTunes and Spotify. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with Alex Morton. I love you all. Man, there is so much value from this. Like, geez, like, what is some value that you guys got from this? I'm just curious. Comment. What was like the #1 thing that you learned from this live stream today? Man, yesterday, Patrick Bet David. Today, Charlie Rocket. Tomorrow, we got Alex Morton. Super powerful. So tomorrow, Alex Morton is at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. All right? So Alex Morton's tomorrow. Be ready for that. 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern at night. You already know we're going to keep going. You already know. Speak your truth. I love it. I love it. I love it. I appreciate you guys so much. Yo, thank you for the support. If this live stream brought value to you, do me a favor and go comment on my last picture, just so I know that you're a day one and you're a part of the Leaders Create Leaders movement. I love you guys. Enjoy your night. Peace.